here, folks. So do you know why you're here?
Vaguely, but mostly this is a mystery, or kind of a rabbit hole for me.
So I'm not going to give you much. All I can say is that Mr. Lude is probably going to enter a clip like right here. He'll explain it all, and then we'll finish our story here. All you and I got to do is just talk and have fun. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
And you just play along. You might not know some of the items we go over and stories I tell you, but you'll pick up all the things for the next time, and all the guests will hopefully tag along. Okay. What is a LUDE? Huh. LUDE is a midlife crisis. If it doesn't work, midlife crisis. If it takes too much time, it's a midlife crisis. But if it does work, well, hey, then we got ourselves a great idea. As I got older, you notice how you don't really get to do that much anymore. You don't get to see your friends. You don't get to go out. You're busy with the family. Well, at LUDE, we can do those things. We can meet with friends on a Saturday night and have fun, have some laughs, all from our house. It's a place for old friends to meet and a place for making new ones. It's fun, it's safe, it's not political, no bad intentions, just a place to have fun. It's just LUDE. So, look at my notes here. Let's just start off with some current events. COVID. We know COVID. What you got going on up there?
Well, whatever variant is here now, breaking out again up here in the northeast part of the country.
That ain't good. I mean, so what are you saying? It doesn't matter. It's going to run its course like every other cold flu and be done, right?
No, it's not going anywhere. Not a chance.
So there's nothing we can do for it, though.
Uh, at this point, I don't. You just keep trying to get a vaccination if you're up to date, is what I'd say. If you, but I don't think there's too much lifestyle changes that can be made to avoid it.
All right, we can move on here. I don't want to go further down that rabbit hole. I'm going to stay out of that one. I know my limits. What about what's your bank account looking like these days? How's this inflation recession hitting you?
It's a disaster. This recession's a disaster. I don't even know if they, is it, when does it count as a recession? Is what I
They're
want.
they're not. They're saying it's not a recession, but it clearly is.
Who defines what a recession is?
I think when like the entire country is struggling.
Which human being defines what a recession is? Is there one human that makes the decision?
Oh, there's like some sort of cost of goods equation. Yeah.
Yeah, but did three people have to agree on it? Is it the
I
treasurer?
truly have no idea. It sounds dumb.
Exactly. If they told you you weren't in a recession, yet you were paying $15 for a roll of toilet paper, you know that they're lying.
Yeah, it's not even worth. No one knows the truth because every different news channel reports something different, and it's not even worth it.
Yeah, there's no definition of a recession.
So let's talk about something important to both of us: sports, right? So why are athletes making so much money when everybody else is struggling so much?
Well, yeah. So on the same lines, I don't know how they can keep making more and more and more money, not as an individual athlete, but as athletes in general, like the quarterback situation. Every other week there's a new ring record contract.
Well, you know what? What I think about is like LeBron James is like how old now? He's probably older. He's like
38.
38.
Yeah. Well, we'll be 38. He's 37,
Could you
38.
imagine playing basketball right now? No. So he's not worth that kind of money.
Yeah, I know.
He's not a
But
spring chicken.
he's not a spring chicken, but I mean, I mean, he's going to make probably 40, $50 million a year. I don't know how they can continue to make more and more money. Where are they getting all this money from?
Well, did you see the European soccer guy got paid 500 million for 4 years?
Was that like Danish guy or whatever, the
I don't
bald
know
guy?
who he was, but like he got a 4-year, $500 million contract to play soccer.
Yeah, I don't know where all this money's coming from. Like people aren't gonna, they're not gonna be able to afford to go to the stadium to watch the games anymore. I don't, you know,
Yeah, that's a very
it's a
odd
ripoff to go to
situation.
these games. Like, why would you want to go to a football game? You can watch it seven on your TV. The price of beer is $15, and the price of one beer is at your house is $1.
Well, I'm glad you're voicing that right now because I feel bad saying it to a lot of people, but I'm not going to a game ever again. Never.
I know. My kids want to go to a game. I take them to one game. That's it. That's their graduation gift from medical
Yeah,
school.
like I have no desire to ever go to a game ever. It's not going to be the perfect weather on the perfect day where I don't sweat an ounce. Like I would rather just sit here and watch it.
Yeah, you can't. You got to wait in line for the bathroom.
Yeah,
Food
no.
costs money. Yeah,
And then
parking.
drive in traffic and like try to get out. People
Yeah,
yelling at you, honking their horns.
exactly. You have like can't have too much to drink if you're driving, or you can't. You know, it just that's why I don't understand how they think that where are they going to keep. I guess TV deals can keep feeding it because instead of watching in person, the TV is just going to cost more money to buy a TV deal. So you know, all the owners get all the money from the NBC TV deal, so you can sit and watch the games.
Maybe.
Maybe
I,
where else does it come from? How do you pay Patrick Mahomes $50 million a year?
so this isn't this show here. This is just gonna be our podcast. But like the other show I want to build, it's like kind of like a ridiculousness. So I watched it the other day, and we're speaking about sports. So did you know that a common injury with male long distance track athletes is chafing of the nipples causing bleeding?
I believe it.
I mean, I don't know if that's 100% fact, but like it was a known thing on the show. Like they were sweating really bad, and his nipples were like rubbing against his shirt for so long, it was just bleeding the whole way down his shirt.
Don't they wear band aids or something?
Apparently, this guy forgot them or they fell off. I don't know.
Does it
But yeah, I
happen?
didn't know you had to wear band aids. Like, that must be common.
Does it happen to female athletes too?
Boy, that's a rabbit hole there. I'm sure we should
Yeah,
get somebody to tell us.
I've heard about it happening to males a lot.
We're gonna have to have a female that wants to come on the show and tell us about whether this is true.
A long distance athlete. I couldn't run very far right now. Can you run?
No, I do. Probably a half mile is all I got in me.
That's pathetic.
I, what are you gonna say? Like 10?
No, no way. How far could I? Maybe two. Maybe two. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't run a half mile, man.
You're right. You ran out of energy real quick.
Well, that's a good segue because I didn't say it in the beginning, but I know our Mr. Lude is going to tell us this too. But this show is like midlife crisis. That's what this show's about. That's who our audience is going to be.
Yeah.
So it was kind of explained to me, but the way I took it was, like my wife said, right now these ideas and these things that I'm doing just don't make any sense, and she thinks I'm having a midlife crisis. So maybe I am, but I'm okay with it. So if we do this show and we don't get a bunch of people loving it and being on here, oh well.
A midlife crisis that you start a podcast about life events is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, because
buy
the
two
way
hundred
I
thousand
the
dollars
way I
boat.
see it,
Yeah.
yeah. So like this is gonna be a place where all of this, late 20s to late 50s midlife crisis, they can come listen to these stories and we can help them feel encouraged to share their thoughts and those things that they think about when they're sleeping. We can talk about those here.
You don't think that much when you're sleeping.
Oh, you think a lot of things when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see some of that here in a little bit. You know what? We got 10 minutes in. We don't want to stay here all night. So this is kind of where the show is gonna take a turn. First half of the show, we're gonna do a meet and greet and talk some current events. We brought up a few there, but nothing that really had me going down any rabbit holes, you know. So I wanted to kind of stay away from some of that stuff. But here, this is the randomizer section of the show, okay? And we're just gonna talk about some different things. So here, let me see what the first little one that I get here is. Let me hit this randomizer. All right. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before I tell you what this is, so I left episode 1 with Bowie, and the last segment of every show is question to ponder. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So this episode, you know, we thought about the question to ponder for a little while, and we're gonna come back here, and that's gonna be the first thing whoever's on the show addresses with me. So the question to ponder from episode 1 was, if you have like a really thick metal plate in your head, you had a skull injury, you know, because you know I had my fracture, but I didn't have to get a plate. So this one requires a big plate, and you go to through work. You're at like the largest scrap yard in United States of America. This is like the biggest one in New York City, like the biggest.
There's some scrap yards in Jersey that will.
So yeah, you got that in your head. So now this person with the plates, they're on work and everything's supposed to be shut off, but they're walking through it, and this person gets within this far of the magnet and it gets turned on. Does she get sucked up into the magnet?
Yeah.
Does it rip it out of her skull?
No, it'll suck her up. It doesn't rip. It doesn't rip off like the car's like roof, right?
Okay, so like how far away? Like a foot, 5 feet, 10 feet?
Probably
20 feet. Like she'd die at 20 feet.
No more than. I think it'd have to get no less than 20. That's my prediction.
No less than 20 feet, and the biggest magnet will get her. You don't think it's gonna be like 100 feet?
No. They don't have those maggots in those junkyards.
All right, so we're gonna fact check you. We have Creed Branner saying 20 feet within range.
It might kill her though. When her head's probably gonna be a lot of force to him. Her head's just gonna go slamming into that metal thing. It might kill her. But yeah.
I want somebody to fact check this.
We got a fact checker on the show, like
I'm gonna get a fact checker. Yeah, I need that stat for next week's show.
Yeah, you need a fact checker.
So I sent you a list of things, and you know I didn't give you much time, so you probably won't have many of these. But like these are the type of things that I want people to come on here and like share and us to laugh about. Okay. So this one here is like I'm laying there and just trying to go to bed, and I can't go to bed, and you know his brain's just wandering, going in and out of rabbit holes. And I think, you know what? I'm gonna give you two actually, because I have two good ones right now. But do you want the bad one first, or do you want the good one first? Because there's like two different ways.
Best foot forward. Best foot forward.
Huh?
Put your best foot forward. I always say.
Okay. So, what's your favorite dessert?
It's probably
food? You must not like dessert.
No, I do like dessert. I don't eat it that often, but my favorite dessert that I could eat till I've exploded would be creme brulee. A good creme brulee.
Okay, all right. Oh my God, that's perfect for this. All right, so you just want a contest. You want a contest similar to like a prize package on like Wheel of Fortune. Your prize package includes a trip to New York City, where you get to be a guest judge on a competition of the 10 best creme brulee makers in the entire world.
Sounds amazing.
All expenses paid. You're the judge for 10 best creme brulees ever. Could you imagine?
Sounds amazing, yeah.
You can imagine that?
What do you mean I can imagine that? Yeah, I'm picturing that now. It sounds great. It never
How
happened.
great would you be able to eat all 10?
Yeah.
That's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it is a lot of sugar, isn't it? But I could eat all
10 creme brulee.
I could eat 10, yeah.
But hey, I mean, you could do 10 Jaeger bombs, so what's 10 creme brulees?
I could do 10 Jaeger bombs now. I wouldn't sleep till next Tuesday. But
it's like a chaser.
Back in the heyday, 10 Jaeger bombs were, or 9 to 10, and then you're ready to go out for the rest of the night.
Oh my god, those are dangerous stories. If we ever get down that path. Dangerous stories. Sitting around a poker table and 3 bottles of liquor later, you go to the bar.
Yeah, then you go out.
I was cool back then, not anymore.
Yeah. No midlife crises at that time.
No, but yeah,
Whole big
people are
world
gonna
of
love
course.
these just banters about midlife crises and talking
Whole
about
big world of
this
course.
is a place where we can come to enjoy Saturday nights with 4 kids in the other room. This is a place. So now we have to ruin it though. The bad. Could you imagine? So depending on what vibe I get on the show, my other guests are gonna have could you imagines, but my bad could you imagine is, have you seen Terminal List with the new Jurassic Park guy?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Terminal List.
Yeah, it's a series on Amazon.
No, I think I've seen commercials, but like previews.
Okay. So anyway, I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but there's a part where now we're gonna say this is you. You're in a war zone. You're captured, shot in the ankle. Okay. The guy who shot you comes up behind you, ties your hands, hooks you up on like a wood thing like in a barn. Takes a hatchet, sticks it in your side, cuts across your abdomen, and pulls out part of your intestine.
Okay.
Hangs it, pulls it out piece by piece, and hangs it on top of the barn thing, and then makes you walk away.
You wouldn't last more than a step.
Well, and he didn't. He only lasted 1 step.
Yeek.
Could you imagine that step, though?
I would probably sprint because I know I'm dying no matter what. I just want to get it over with.
I don't think you can make that decision in that moment. Could you imagine your intestines being ripped out?
It wouldn't matter
up on the thing.
If you didn't take a step, you were going to die in like a couple hours. You might as well just get it over with.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine though.
Cool bacteria that get in the bloodstream, you're dead. You're dead. They're nasty intestines. They're nasty in there. Believe me, as soon as he gets me down, I'm skydiving to the ground. I'm like sprinting. You want to see me run 2 miles? Boom. Cut my intestines out. I'll run your 2 miles.
Oh god. Oh, all right. Here, let me get a new category here. All right. What am I going to do for that? Confessions. Do you have any confessions that you feel embarrassed about? Maybe you're not embarrassed about, but maybe the person in your apartment is about you.
Not great ones that come to mind. You got any?
Well, next time you're on here, you'll be ready for this, so that's fine. But I got a confession. This is something you know firsthand, so you're gonna laugh your butt off, and I know probably a lot of people will. But when we were really young and we made a trip together, and we went out to like bars and stuff, and we were really, past midnight. Well, it wasn't past midnight, but we were past midnight. And I asked the waitress that was serving all of us. I said, "Hey, are we cool?"
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I'm sure she said, "Yeah, you're real cool."
She did.
Just like that, huh?
She said, "Yeah, you guys are all so cool," and I thought she was serious.
It probably made your whole summer.
Oh, I'm sure we talked about it that whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because I till not too long ago, I thought she actually meant we were cool.
And then somebody told you otherwise?
No, I think I just kind of pieced it together. I didn't know why that's why everybody laughed so hard that time, So like, I was thinking too. Confessions is kind of like, we can admit things that made our partners mad or whatever. And I don't have one for right now. I'm sure I'll get one because I do some silly things once in a while. But I had to lift our 2-year-old up to move him because he was sleeping in bed with us that night. And I like gently put my hand under his neck and the other one under his like lower back, and I was gonna try to like lift him over, and I accidentally threw him into her like really hard. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I checked on him, he was fine. But then she's like, what the hell? What the hell did you just do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, just in that moment, that split second, I feel like I had the strength of 1,000 men. And she, just as quick as shit, says back, no, you have the strength of 2 dumb ones.
Not just one, too.
Like, I was serious that I felt like I didn't mean to lift him that heavy, but just he was like so light. And I said, like, real quick, man, I feel like I'm 1,000 men. And she's so quick, no, you're just 2 dumb ones.
Was this a weekend night?
Yeah, I think, but... I didn't spin the thing, but another one I wanted to talk about was I want to do like a thing called old man things. But Bowie and I pulled this out of the our first episode. Like, did you ever notice like how some of these things you do now are like so old manish, and like we came to that realization when we were talking about cutting the grass. So like I know you won't have that one right now, but for example, we were like, one of us said we had to put on our grass cutting jeans, and the other one was like, wait, I have grass cutting jeans. And then like the only time we wear those jeans is to cut grass. We don't do anything else with them. So that's like an old man thing.
That's a huge old man thing.
So do you have any old man things?
Do you wash them every time?
Okay, so that's where this is going. Yes, I do wash them every time because it's hot. It gets gross.
Pretty chafy down there.
But they were clean, and we were going to the movie theater the other night. And
no, you put your grass cutting jeans in the movie theater?
Because they're comfy. They're like baggy, I really don't have a bunch of baggy jeans. So yeah, so I wanted to go, be comfortable. And like there's actually 2 parts to this story, which it's a great little segue here or whatever, but so with the jeans, I found myself like I was eating popcorn and candy and I had all this stuff, and I didn't even realize this until my wife pointed it out, but I wiped my hands on my grass jeans. Like
you were outside cutting grass.
Yeah, like I had popcorn and chocolate, and I just put them on my lower pant leg.
That's foul.
You don't think you do that without knowing it?
If in my brain I subconsciously knew I was wearing my grass jeans, I might.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They were my grass jeans. I wouldn't normally do that.
Would you?
No. I wouldn't want chocolate on my jeans.
Grass jeans is fine.
Yeah, grass jeans, because I always have like dirt on my hands. I just wipe it on my jeans.
What movie was it?
Okay, so that's where this is going. Yeah. Nope. Oh, so yeah, so Jordan Peele. Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Yeah. He's good. He's good at movies. Like Nope is like don't.
All right,
don't
so
look out
first I'm going to tell you about his movie, and then if he ever hears this, he'll have to listen back to the first episode, second episode. But I've got a category after this. You're gonna like. But back to the movie theater. So we saw Nope. And in the beginning of the movie, first time I've been to a movie theater in a long time, really loud. And there was this commercial in the beginning of the movie, and it was just like these noises, and it was like a horn, and it was just like, burp, 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 just louder. And it did it like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8, 10, like the 11th time, the 12th time it did it, I'm like, ah! And I screamed out loud, and it stopped immediately after that. So the whole theater heard me scream, but like it really hurt my ear. I don't know what happened.
What was the commercial for?
I don't even know. I just know it was the loudest thing I ever heard.
That was it. That was the end of the commercial.
Yeah, like it did the 12 beeps and then that was it, and it like blew out my eardrum.
What kind of chocolate were you eating?
Not Daffins, I'll tell you that. Still haven't got my 3 year ago shipment for the fantasy football league.
What was it? Was it M&M's?
Uh,
Reese's Pieces and
no, it
popcorn?
was coconut macaroons.
That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, you know I had chocolate. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, it's fully encompassed.
Popcorn, the chocolate. Probably had a diet soda.
um, but yeah, that movie was. I would recommend it to anyone, and my wife thought it was great too. I mean, it's not like an everyday movie. It's like it's out there, but like, dude, I was like the way I think of things, and like Jordan Peele must be very similar. Like he's got some twists and turns, like I have. So that's I'm gonna go there with you real quick. So people are gonna know this because we talk about it here, but Creed, this is like a think tank, man. We just come here with ideas, and if we can get some like movie deals or sponsorship or
Yeah.
we're, so this category is called movie maker. So like these are the movies you think of like when you're almost passed out going to bed. But like, did you ever think about that? Like how you can make movies?
Like Jordan Peele.
Well, I mean, that's after I watched this movie. That's what I thought. But no, like, I'm just thinking, like, how you watch movies all the time, and then you're like, after you watch the movie, you're going to bed, and you're like, man, if it would have ended this way, that would have been funny, or that would have been better.
Not as much as I probably could.
Okay, so yeah, that's you're not thinking enough. You're not thinking enough, Creed, and that's why LUDE Presents is here. This is think tank encourages participation.
But did you watch Stranger Things?
I did. We'll talk Stranger Things, but I
I
want to
didn't
give you my
finish it.
movie.
I didn't
So
finish it.
So movie maker, like next time you think of a movie, I want you to write it down, and you're gonna come on here and give me your movie. But here's my movie, and after I'm done, you rate my movie from 1 to 10. I'm gonna keep track of all my movies and all the guest movies.
Okay.
So this movie is called The Tanning Salon. We could change the name, but that gives it a good, what it is. Um, so the movie setting, it's in like a city, big city, and there's this new business that just came into town that's like the place to be. It's a new type of tanning salon. Apparently the owner's like some, rich guy from a rich family, and he went to like some country and got this secret recipe, and now he here opened his own business and it's booming. So like getting like the highest clientele, paying all kinds of money to go there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
so the thing is, like, they put you into this. You're in a robe. You go in. They do their thing. You come out. They put your robe on, and then you go through like a conveyor belt type thing that like sprays mist on you and blow dries your hair. Well, yeah, whatever. It's some sort of conveyor belt type thing.
All right.
There's cameras of all this. Cameras of all this, and then it's like a cool little thing. If you're old or you're handicapped, they let you go around the side like a ride at Magic Kingdom. But if you're like up, like cool, like all the other people, and you want to go down the little space shuttle thing to the exit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can vision what I'm saying.
I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay, so turns out though, guess what? This millionaire owner guy, he's got a slight problem. He's got like a really extreme like fetish with, like, I don't even know what the type of person is, but there's this one type of person that's like so hard to find. So he has everything built for his evilness. So in the tunnel that goes down, he has a trap door. There's a camera at the bottom of the tunnel. It sees the person come out, and then there's no more cameras. They don't take cameras of people in the locker room or anything. So that's how there's like no way to catch this. Person comes out of the tunnel, they're gone, right? Well, when these like, it's only happened like 2 or 3 times so far. But when this like certain type of person that fits this criteria, when it comes into the tunnel, trap door, there's a mannequin on the top, drops down, mannequin shoots out the bottom, so they see the person leave. but this person drops down into a torture dungeon, and the guy, it's like one of those horror films where he keeps him in the basement and kills him in the end. And when, it's this booming business, but when they come down the little tunnel, trapdoor, mannequin goes out, looks like they're leaving, and he's getting another victim.
But and then you see what happens to the torturing?
Yeah, oh yeah, you see that. It's like one of those horror movies.
You picture intestines hanging from the barn door?
I don't think. Oh, maybe if a guy somehow gets into this mess, the guy, yes, but I wouldn't do it to a girl.
You wouldn't rip the intestines out of a female.
Only because I've seen it done to a guy before, so I know it's like appropriate. So I wouldn't test the boundaries and do the girl.
Wow.
But so that's like I know like you might not be a big horror movie guy, and I'm not either. But like the premise of that movie with like famous actors,
I
rate
like
it from 1 to 10.
I like horror movies. That one would go well. I give it a 6.5.
Oh, not bad for a first one.
Yeah.
So that's the tanning salon. So if one day, if we have the opportunity to make a movie and we make the tanning salon and it's a hit, and I'm the next Jordan Peele, well, hey. But hey, if it doesn't, it's just a midlife crisis, so it doesn't matter.
A 6.5 horror film, I'm watching.
I mean, I don't necessarily think maybe I'd watch it, but if it had like a backing to it and it had like a story, and it was made by LUDE Presents, well, I'd definitely watch something like that.
6.5 comedy, I'll watch.
Because you could get like a solid actress to play in that movie at a 6.5.
I'm thinking like a Brad Pitt and a Charlize Theron.
Oh, but when I brought up a movie the other day to my wife, I said Charlize Theron too. Like I must like her. I don't know, but I don't think we could get them, man. They're too high priced.
Ask Mr. Lube.
I will. But money. Shoot, I forgot it. In the beginning of every episode, I want to ask all of my guests. So, Creed, I need you to think like reasonable right now. My question to you is, if you could have one sponsor right now, and this has to be a sponsor that is like possible, like this small company doesn't have much money, they could possibly come on LUDE Presents because we brought up their company and thought they should be a sponsor. So like, what's the one company you'd have on a sign behind you, sponsored by?
High Noons.
Is that seltzer drink?
Yeah, or like there's another one that's good. It's called the Long Drink. It's gin. It's an amazing drink. It's actually phenomenal. Long Drink. I take that.
See, that's like every time you think of a sponsored by, you always think of an alcohol company. Like sponsored by Budweiser or sponsored by.
Yeah, you should get sponsored by Long Drink.
I've never heard of that one.
I would ask them. My dog's coming in to listen. You see him?
Yeah.
Did you see him? You want to play with the LUDE? He's into it. What else you got for our final segments?
What else you got? Well, sports is one of my segments. So, what do you think of the like a randomizer button? Oh, sports. What do you think of the LIV Tour?
I don't blame them for taking the money at all. You can't blame them for taking that money. You're a hypocrite. Anybody who says that they shouldn't take that money, the only people that I hear really complaining about it are people that, I like Roy and I like Tiger a lot. I cheer for them, but they're also the best golfers and they make the most money and the most sponsorship. And the people who are old, like Phil and people, I don't know why Dustin did it. It doesn't make that much sense, but he can still be good, or Brooks. But there are people that I would like. Why would Kevin Na not take it? He's never going to make that much money on the PGA Tour ever.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I don't keep up on golf anymore. But the guy that just won the tournament with like the long hair that then took $90 million.
Cam Smith.
Yeah, like how much did he win at the tournament?
Probably 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to win that many more championships. I'm taking $90 million.
Yeah. Well, sponsorships, because people don't want to. They don't. Sponsors will drop you if you're on the LIV Tour.
Yeah, but I mean, how much can sponsors be? I mean, not $90 million.
Well, not many people are going to be able to do that. Yeah, he will. Roy will. Tiger still can. Not many people can.
Yeah, but they'll get different sponsors. They'll get like up and coming companies or whatever, you know.
Yeah, over the long run, if they continue to play good, I don't think no matter. I think no matter what, it's not going to last. I think I've never watched a single one, and I'm not going to watch it. Like I'm never going to watch one. I watch all the majors because they're the majors, and there are some tournaments that like have meaning, like the Arnold Palmer Invitation. I like the Ryder Cup. But obviously, there's like a few other ones that I just kind of like the RBCs, the players. There's a few of them that I really like that I watch still, especially on Sundays. But I'm not gonna watch a single live tournament. Not one. That might as well just be like, the I'm looking around like the Snoopy Open to me. Like it means nothing. Random nice golf courses scattered throughout the world. A bunch of golfers that like so the
Well,
tournament.
I truly don't know how it's such a big sport for like watching it. You know, like I enjoy golfing, but I don't enjoy watching it. Like I can't believe that many people watch it. You know.
I like watching. I could watch golf all day.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not big onto that.
I could watch. I could sit here. I could get some long drinks. Sponsor, thank you. Why do you drink that poison? Is that diet? Is that Diet Coke?
It may or may not be. I can't confirm or deny.
It's poison.
Huh?
The long drink is what you should be sipping on, and I could drink a long drink and watch the Masters all weekend. Just sit there, watch it all weekend.
No. Wouldn't you rather watch like 5 different athletic events, like football, basketball, baseball, instead of like golf all day?
Not really.
Oh my goodness. I think that's an old man thing, man.
Well, that would be my old man thing, and earplugs are my other one. I use earplugs.
You got yourself your first old man thing, so rather watch golf than 4 like different sporting events. That's an old man thing. And what's your
except for Pittsburgh Penguins hockey in playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs. Although I hate it and love it at the same time. It's just like stressful to me. That's why I like watching golf. I don't get stressed out. It's just like
yeah, because our teams never win anything anymore. So
no, they definitely don't. Speaking of sports, though, what do we think about the shortstop for the Buccos? A giant who can run like a gazelle and throw like a rocket.
I think they should give him as much money as they could ever give him right now for as long as they could.
He won't last another 16 games with them. He'll be gone before the start of next season. I bet my life. He'll be a Yankee.
No, they need to sign him to like a 10-year.
They've never signed a good player ever.
They signed McCutcheon.
You're right. That's about it. Yeah.
So I can like he's gonna be like McCutcheon. I'd pay him everything you want to pay him right now.
Where'd they find that guy?
He's like from like Dominican Republic or something.
He's amazing.
I know. How do you find that guy? Like, have you seen the movie Hustle with Adam Sandler?
It's a good movie.
Yeah. So like that. Could you imagine finding that baseball player?
I don't know how hard it would be if he just like put a YouTube video out there and said, "Hey, I'm 7 foot tall. I can throw 100 miles per hour and run like Tyreek Hill,
and I can hit a line drive like in 3 seconds over the center field wall."
Yeah, like that's 4 foot off the ground. He won't be a Bucko for long.
I think he will. I think they'll sign him to a long-term contract.
But speaking of, I think that the Live Tour will barely outlast how long Cruz is a shortstop for the Pirates. Not by much.
Yeah. Wait. You said O'Neal Cruz will be longer or not longer?
Not longer. He will last less than the Live Tour.
No, I think it's going to be gone quicker than that.
I don't think anybody's going to watch it. This is nothing to them. This is like it's like you or me buying a 4-wheel.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it's just going to be a loss after a year. It doesn't work well, you know.
Yeah, it's like us buying a 4-wheeler. It's a little toy that we play with, get sick of, throw it in the garage, and forget about it.
Like, oh wait, because after 1 year, they go, it doesn't work. It's not worth our time, you know.
Yeah, and eventually they're just gonna put it away.
Take your 90 million, take your 100, you know, whatever. Just
get out. I only give it another 2 years max.
Oh yeah, Cruz will be Cruz will be with Pirates 10 years.
And then they're all gonna come crawling back to the
What else you got? Oh, I was gonna go somewhere else. What did we talk about before the? Oh, baseball. You don't have any. Please tell me you don't still play baseball anywhere.
Hey, a little bit.
Oh my god.
The only place I play baseball is slow pitch softball for my significant other's work team.
Oh no, that's what I meant. I was hoping you played softball.
Yeah, I mean, we play like 3, 4 times a year. That's it. We only played once this year.
Yeah, dude, I need to get into an adult softball league. Like I feel like I need that.
Yeah, I don't play anything really. I'll go golfing Saturday. I'm going golfing Saturday. That's
Where at?
about
Like how
it.
far out of the city do you have to go for that?
There's this really nice course in the Bronx. There's a couple nice courses in Queens and Jersey. Not that hard. My golfing buddy has a car, makes things easier.
Oh yeah. Um, the kids and I were downstairs earlier, and you know how dance moves like sweep the nation. Like everybody twerks and everybody does the nay nay and everybody whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I came up with a new dance move that could sweep the nation earlier. Monroe was dragging Major across the uh, room on like a blanket. So like, what if like at the bars like somebody threw down their coat and like drug somebody behind them, and that was like the dance move?
That's actually something I could see blow up on YouTube in an hour and TikTok. Yeah.
So yeah, it's something about like dragging somebody, and they call it.
And they all have to do like something silly while they're being dragged, like chug a beer or, you
Yeah,
know,
can't you see
yeah.
that like sweeping the internet? Like, did you ever see Wreck It Ralph?
Wreck Ralph's great. Both
Wreck
of
It
them.
Ralph, was it two, the one that has to do with like the YouTube?
I don't remember the details. But both movies are good though.
But anyway, yeah, it just like creates all these like different clicks and trends or whatever, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Oh my gosh, did you see the new clip of Bieber does the
Mahomes, $50 million.
story about a guy, a football player, or maybe it was a basketball player, just signed a big contract, and he was in a nightclub, and in the center of the dance floor was a bathtub full of $100 bills, and he was just in the bathtub with like music playing.
Good God. Did he
What
have
do you
clothes
get out of
on?
that?
Did he have clothes on?
Yeah, I think he had clothes on.
I don't know what you get out of that. Makes no sense.
He's sitting in the tub, and people are just all around him, like dancing, and he's just in the tub.
Makes zero sense.
So when we have money problems one day, those are the type of decisions we have to come up with. So again, well, I'll tell you what. Here, we can end it on a good term. We're probably gonna wrap it up here soon. So you know how I told you about the question to ponder about the metal thing?
Yeah.
So like, what's a question to ponder that you never been able to come up with the answer for that we can like think about, and either my next guest, or if you never know if it's you again, we can talk about.
Let me think of a good one so we can ponder over.
Oh, so hey, look at this. You see the I have a band-aid right there.
Yeah.
Um, so listen to this. You know that show Doctor Pimple Popper?
I know. I don't watch it, but I've seen, stuff
Okay,
about
so like
him.
it's like we watch it, like our family watches it, and the other day my 4-year-old was like rubbing my head, and he's like, you got something white on your head. I'm like, what? He's like, you got like a Doctor Pimple Popper, like all bees. I'm like, oh, I do have something there. He's like, I need the tools. he knows he needs tools like the pimple popper, and he goes and gets the tool that we have in our bathroom and comes back with it. And like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, I'll let him do this. And then like in that moment, I'm like, you know what? I should tell the rest of the family too so that they can see it. So we go down to the room with like the whole family, and he comes down, and I let him do it. Well, guess what? I don't know what the heck he had, but he didn't do it right, and it went down into my skin. I was like, oh, God.
Bleeding everywhere, Greg Pops with a knife. He's a 4-year-old.
Yes, I had to put a band-aid on it.
You let a 4-year-old just take a random tool and try to get some.
God. He thought he was Dr. Pimple Popper.
Well, I'll have to get back to you on that idea. I'm in too many rabbit holes right now myself.
Alright, so here. No, too early for that one. I'm not going to give you that one.
No, don't give me any now. I got to think of a good one for the next one.
Well, no, I mean, people are going to watch this show, man. They have to be able to think about the question, too.
Well, then you give the first example. I'll think of one.
Well, I did give you an example. I talked about the metal plate in the head. All right.
No, I don't have a good one right now. I don't have anything right now.
All right, man. This story, this is something. I don't know if you're going to be able to follow this one on the last episode here. The last question of the episode. All right, so here's a good question to ponder. Think about, like, is it possible? Question to ponder. So I'm sitting there in my bed, and it starts off like I wrote this down because it was so like vivid. So I don't know. I was like looking at pictures of like animals in different colors, and they were just like flashing through my brain. And then like the next animal started to come out, and I couldn't tell what it was, and like my brain stopped. And I was like trying to look closer, like what is that one? I don't want to keep going until I know what it is. And then all of a sudden it disappeared, and I just felt like my brain just shut down. And I'm like, just wasn't getting it done. I was too tired, too slow. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I don't want my brain to be dumb before I go to bed. I was like, let me do some quick math. And I was like, 3 plus 5 plus 10 plus 50. And I was doing all the math, like what it is, equals this, times 100, divided by 5. And then I get the answer, which is like, say 80. And my brain's about to say it, but this whole time in my brain, I could feel this in my brain. Like whatever lobe it was on, then like one went behind it. And was like the opposite math. So, if the math on the first one went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, backwards it went 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So like the opposite math problem, but the same math problem. And then right when this other one said 80, the voice on the other end said 80, 80. And they both said 80, and they met in the middle. And like in that moment, my brain, I felt like the connectors intertwined in the lobes, and my brain felt healthy again. Like you're smart again.
So then you get some sleep.
Yes. So was it possible? I mean, because it happened. I'm telling you the story. It happened. I need you to ponder what that could have been.
I'll ponder that for you.
One math problem going this way, the other math problem going this way at the exact same time, and they meet at 80, and my brain connectors intertwine.
I'll ponder it.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, Mr. Creed Branner, thank you for joining me here this evening as episode 2 guest. I look forward to hopefully having you on here again. So now you got some of the, some of the ideas for the show. So like, you and like all of our guests and people that are coming on and audience, it's okay to think about those things that cross your mind.
I want to be here for the next math. I want to be here for the next time you tell that math problem. That was good. I like that a lot.
It's gonna be on the air here soon.
I like
so the next person has to talk about this. I'll probably have to tell the next person in advance because I might not air them right away. But yeah, they're gonna get that question, and I expect them to respond to me.
Boss man, I'll catch you in the next air.
All right, sir. Other than that, let me get the ends thing here, and I'll talk to you soon, sir.
Hold my tongue never. I say what I feel. Look you in the eye, never ran, never will. Hold my own destiny, both hands in the wheel. In the darkness, they found light. So at the top of your lungs, scream, this ain't life. So when they move left, you move right. You move right. Hold my tongue never. I say what I feel. Look you